gentleman who has a district that has a tremendous amount of agriculture in it. Of course, we'd like to ask unanimous consent that he be allowed to sit there today and to be able to give testimony and be able to ask questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First, I'd like to take this opportunity to salute Chairman Towns for his leadership on the issue of civil rights within USDA.
And to commend his continued efforts to seek equity and justice, not just for African American farmers, but for minority farmers everywhere. Chairman Towns' continued diligence and leadership on this issue dates back to 1983, when he arrived first in Washington as a young congressman from Brooklyn. And it serves as a tribute to his character and his unfailing commitment to lift up and to protect those in our society. Young congressman from Brooklyn. And it serves as a tribute to his character and his unfailing commitment to lift up and to protect those in our society who, by no fault of their own, continue to be subjected to the twin evils of bigotry and racism. This hearing comes at a crucial point on the legislative calendar, given the recent completion and the imminent approval of a new farm bill by the House of Representatives, and the reopening of the Pickford case, and the other initiatives that are aimed at preserving and expanding the number of small farms owned by minorities. Many of us in attendance here today are disappointed that in 2008 we again found ourselves in another congressional oversight hearing on the shortcomings of the Department of Agriculture. The USDA has yet to fully execute the federal statutes and regulations governing the administration of our nation's agriculture programs in a fair, equitable, and non-discriminatory manner. Most disturbing appears to be the institutionalization of discriminatory practices which at this point seem firmly rooted throughout the department in both its external and internal operations and management. Ironically, Abraham Lincoln, who is probably best remembered as the president who saved the Union and freed the slaves, is also the very same individual who had the vision, the insight, and the wisdom to found the Department of Agriculture. In 1862, when President Lincoln founded the U.S. Department of Agriculture, he referred to his new creation as the People's Department. In Lincoln's day, 90% of Americans were farmers and all needed good seed and good information to grow their crops. These farmers included the newly freed slaves. African American farmers reached their peak in terms of land ownership in 1910 when 218,000 African American farmers owned around 15 million of the 873 million acres that were being formed nationwide. Since 1910, while the total number of individual farms nationwide has decreased, the number of acres being farmed in the United States actually has grown slightly by about 6%. Despite this growth in farmed acreage nationwide, African American owned or controlled land holdings have decreased significantly over time. By 1978, African American owned or controlled land holdings fell to 4.2 million acres, and in 1999, 2.3 million acres of land. Today, that number stands at less than 2 million acres of the almost 931 million acres currently being farmed in the United States. A 1982 report by the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights charged that systematic racism carried out by the U.S. Department of Agriculture was one of the major causes of land loss among African American farmers. The Commission found that USDA employees routinely denied African American farmers credit and information about USDA programs that were readily accessible to white farmers. The Commission found the situation so dire, they projected that if nothing were done, African American owned farms would cease to exist by the year 2000. In 1990, a report issued by the Congress's House Committee on Government Operations, Mr. Chairman, this very committee in a previous life, concluded that little had changed for the African American farmer since the 1982 report had been published. By systematically denying or delaying loans essential to financing their crops and withholding other federal farm support on a widespread basis, USDA employees forced African American farmers to lose their land, their livelihoods, and their communities. Central to this issue is the manner in which the Farm Service Agency executes and administers its programmatic responsibilities in conjunction with the local county advisory committees. This is where the rubber meets the road, and all too often it serves as the link to many of the frontline issues that are facing African American farmers today. Even as we sit here today, my staff is working with constituents facing potential discriminatory actions within a couple of FSA offices in my district. Critically important to resolving this issue means expanding and strengthening the administrative and management tools in place at the department to provide the broadest and most effective level of management accountability possible. So here we are again today, raising the same concerns, all in the name of asking, if not admonishing, the Department of Agriculture to do what's fair and what's right. Mr. Chairman, I commend you and your subcommittee for again taking up this important issue today. It's my fervent hope that we may one day see a Department of Agriculture which operates and administers its programs and activities as its founder, President Lincoln, would have hoped and expected, as the people's department. Not just for some of the people, but for all of the people in these United States. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to participate, and I look forward to the testimony of the witnesses.
Thank you very much.